Nobody greater. Yes, sir, Sean Mitchell right here. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Rickey Smiley. You starting off real hot, man.
Yes, sir. We just glad to be up and alive this morning. Nobody greater. I know you got a good word this morning.
Hey, thank you so much, Rickey, for this, because in life, all of us get overwhelmed. We get overwhelmed by what is going on in the world around us. Sometimes we are overwhelmed because of the mounting problems that keep coming at us. And then other times we are overwhelmed because of the haters and enemies who continue to come for us when we did not even send for them. But here's the good news. When the world around you, the problems that are besetting you, and the enemies that keep coming for you are overwhelming to you, the good news is you can turn not from God, but to God. And when you turn to God, you will discover God's greatness is going to get you through what you're going through. God's greatness is going to give you the ability to overcome. God's greatness is greater than anything that may come for you, anyone that may come try and get you, and God's greatness will see you through. So that simply means God's love for you is greater than the hate others may have for you. I love that right there. So when others are hating on you, just remember God's love for you, because God's love for you is always going to be unconditional. It's going to upgrade you. God's love for you is going to envelop you with God's protection when others come for you. And so you don't spend all of your major energy on minor people, because you know that you have the love of God that is valuing you, the love of God that is keeping you, the love of God that is protecting you. And so don't trip on others' hate of you. Know that you have God's love for you, going for you. And in light of that, God's love is greater. But not only that, I thank God that God's love is not just greater, but God's strength is greater than any stress or suffering I may be going through. Meaning that God has a way of giving me the strength I need as I'm going through what I'm going through. And God's strength is greater than stress. It's greater than suffering. It's greater than your struggle. God's strength is greater, and God's strength is going to give you everything you need to handle your hardship. God's strength will give you what you need to deal with your problems. God's love is greater, but not just that. The good news is God's peace is greater than the pressure you may be under. I love that right there, because all of us are under pressure. We get stressed out by what's going on in the world around us. And what God does is God gives us a peace that passes all human understanding.
Yes, sir.
So people wonder, how are you handling what you're going through? Why don't you fall apart when your world is falling apart? It's because God's peace is greater than the world's pressure. So here's what you do. Don't turn from God. You turn to God, and you'll discover God is the greatest. God is the GOAT. And since God is the greatest of all time, God in time is greater than anything you're going through, dealing with, or haters who are coming for you. There's nobody greater than God.
I know that's right, Pastor Haynes. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you so much. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and my YouTube channel is Frederick Haynes.
There it is, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Rickey. Thank you, man.
No, thank you. This segment is being brought to you by Geico. Did you know that Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, RV policies that on top of what Geico could already save you? That's right, y'all. So, hey, what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. All right, y'all, it's 8 minutes after the hour, y'all. Got your front page coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is 12 minutes after the hour, y'all. This segment is being brought to you by Toyota. That's right. Today is the day to check out a stylish new Toyota and get a great deal. Save on the Camry RAV4 Highlander and more at Today's the Day event. That's right, it's called Today's the Day event Toyota. Let's go places. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eva Marcel. Hope you had a great Labor Day. Here with a quick look at your front page news. So, Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris met with the family of Jacob Blake on Labor Day. Blake spoke publicly for the first time over the weekend from his hospital bed, saying that he is in consistent pain from the shooting, which doctors fear will leave him paralyzed from the waist down. Harris spoke individually with each member of the family and discussed Biden's police reform agenda. Also, people are still being forced to evacuate their homes in Northern California due to wildfires. More than 2 million acres have burned in California this year, breaking the state record. The wildfire season typically does not end until the end of October. And last, the House will return from break next Monday, but Congress is back in session today with hopes of resuming talks about this second round of stimulus checks. And believe me, all of our fingers are crossed. All right, that was a quick look at your morning news. For more, log on to the Rickey Smiley Morningshow.com. Brought TZ Sheezy. What's up in sports?
Well, let's start off with the NBA playoffs. Boston smashed Toronto last night. They take a 3-2 lead. Clippers beat the Denver Nuggets. They lead that series 2-1. Miami Heat is looking to close out the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Plus, we got Game 3 of Lakers and Rockets tonight, so it's going down real big. Big up to Serena Williams. She advanced to the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. College football kicked off this past weekend, Rick Dog. No big games was played, but the season is off and running. And we're going to see how long it lasts during this pandemic.
You watched that Navy game last night?
Navy and BYU? Yeah, dog. Yes, indeed, man.
It was like a jamboree game. Scrimmage.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, the little JV, varsity,
right. They ain't even put no fake people in the stand. They need to go get all the mannequins out of the stores and sit them up in the stands and then put a Bluetooth on them where they can holler.
Hey. Last but not least, man, the International Olympic Committee says the 2020 Tokyo Olympics will take place for sure, no matter what. Regardless of COVID-19, the Olympics will start July 23rd, 2021. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you posted. Gary, what you got there, Kevin?
All right, y'all. Everybody's talking about Jay-Z, y'all. Now, they're saying that Jay-Z is so rich, y'all. I mean, this man, we all know he's very rich, y'all. They're saying he's so rich that he likes getting manicures, y'all, while flying on private jets. Now, they're saying it's well documented, y'all, for years that Jay-Z lives a very lavish lifestyle. Now, he's married to Beyonce, which everybody knows, and they're claiming a net worth of over $1 billion. Now, they said, hey, that's what they got. And they're saying while some people may think that Jay-Z's success came overnight, y'all, they said it was actually years of hard work, hustle, and a bit of luck that helped him, y'all, get to where he's at today. Now, in some of his rhymes, y'all, they're saying that, Jay-Z, he frequently name drops designer brands, jewelry, and exotic vacation spots that only the top 1% y'all can identify with, y'all, and he's been doing this, y'all, since the beginning of his career. But people say, oh, well, that's bragging. He just bragging. I mean, they're doing that, but he's one of the most successful artists of all times, y'all. Now, my thing is this. I don't think it's a bragging thing, he like to get manicures on the plane and stuff, a private jet, because, they have the money to do it. But then some people say, well, why you talk about that? You shouldn't do it because you got people that's less fortunate, they can't do it. Is there something wrong with that? I mean, he can't share that, because I think sometimes when you share these things with people, it kind of gives people inspiration to kind of want to have it, live a good life.
I'm inspired, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's all about your mindset, Gary. It's all about your mindset, bro.
Exactly, and that's what I think. But some people, he's bragging and stuff like that and all that, but I don't know, honey. But
I mean, I wish I could get a doggone pedicure while you flying. That'll eat up the time. Next thing you know, what I'm saying? You're getting ready to land by the time they're done.
Exactly, so. But congratulations to Jay-Z and his manicures, honey.
Imagine getting off the plane and you don't have no dead skin on the ball of your foot.
Okay.
That's a nice walk to baggage claim. A nice walk.
Okay. So, there you have it, honey. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today is ash to ash. On the high end, you say ash to ash, and on the low end, you say gray. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, somebody done been in another electric scooter accident. I'm going to tell you who it is. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, 29 before the top of the hour, y'all. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Our girl, Rihanna, Lord have mercy, she done had this old flipping over on this electric scooter accident. And I said, Lord have mercy, she done bruised up her face. Now, y'all remember Simon Cowell broke his back while trying to test an electric bike. So I don't know, is something wrong with these electric scooters? Like, I always wanted one, but I never got one. But I don't want to fall off. Like, is it harder to ride a bike, or is it easier to, like?
It's really easy to ride. It's the other people around you that make it dangerous.
My
Doing crazy
goodness.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you make it look real easy, Rick.
It looked like it should be easy. It's just two wheels and it just go. Do it go real fast or something? Is there something dangerous about it?
No, it's not really that fast. You know, when you hit those little, the curve and the little lines in the sidewalk or whatever, you know, you just have to kind of watch what you're doing, whatever, you know. If you wasn't a skateboarder growing up, you know, you just got to have those natural skills.
Okay.
Or you can hit that gravel in the street.
Oh my God, no, you would definitely fall on some gravel. That's like a regular motorcycle when you fall on that gravel. That ain't no joke.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, some photos surfaced of her, and she appeared to be bruised on her face while she sat in the car outside of a restaurant in L.A. on Friday, and they said, yes, she was healing, and she's healing quickly. She's fine now, but she did flip over on the electric scooter last week and bruised her forehead and her face. They said the injuries, TMC said that they had been told that the injuries look worse than they really were, but we don't want to see Riri's face bruised. We're going to have to bubble wrap her. She's going to have to get on off one of them scooters. We ain't
And
playing
they
that.
sure it was from a scooter?
Oh God! Moving on, Gary.
Gary.
I think it's incredible that Tyler Perry is able to shoot so many episodes. He shot 19 episodes of his series in just 4 days. Not funny, Gary. Behave. Tyler Perry managed to shoot episodes of his BET sitcom Bruh in just 4 days, y'all. And in total, since July 9th, he's filmed 82 episodes of all his series, including Sisters, The Oval, Ruthless, and Bruh. That is a lot of filming and knocking it on now. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap up the hot spot right there. Coming up next, we got Special K with the news you absolutely, positively cannot use. Yes.
You remember, like, back in the day, you would you would rehearse every day, and then at the last day, that's when you shoot the actual episode?
Yes.
With the way Tyler Perry does.
Reads and all kind of stuff first.
It take a whole week. But the way Tyler Perry does, man, you would do that table read and stuff that day, and you shoot the next day.
Wow.
And you do 3 episodes a week. That's just something that he came up with. I experienced that, and it's really not bad. It's not hard.
It don't make you more nervous or more like you don't feel like you need more time to learn it?
No, once you read the table reading, everybody reading, you kind of got a feel for the story. And then you go in there the next day and you do hair and makeup or whatever, and you do blocking, and you do a walkthrough. Yeah. And you say, all right, everybody go get dressed, let's shoot it. And then you shoot it and it's over.
Man, you better teach him, Ricky.
And then the next day you back at another table read with a whole nother script, like it's nothing.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So you do 3 episodes versus 1 episode. You save so much money.
Wow. And he got his own spot to film it on. So
absolutely. Man,
it must be nice.
Yeah, you can walk over there.
Coming up next, in the meantime, in between time, y'all hit us up for them wake-up calls at 1-866-9-RICKY, 1-866-9-RICKEY. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour, y'all. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show is about that time. Special K got news you positively absolutely cannot use. What up, K?
Well, I know it's early, man, but let's go ahead and tease those brains. We're coming off a long weekend. Time for everybody to wake up and do some thinking. That's right, thinking. You ready, Rick?
I'm ready.
These are questions that you just can't answer because you really ain't never thought about it. Here we go. What happens if you take NoDoz and wash it down with NyQuil? If you pull the wings off a fly, is it now called a walk?
Right.
Brock T, if corn oil is made from corn and vegetable oil is made from vegetables, how come baby oil isn't made from babies?
Good point. Good point.
Why does a drive-up ATM have a...
And do Gary make pink oil moisturizer?
Whatever. Why does a drive-up ATM have a braille pad on it?
You know what? They need to stop. Yeah, they need to stop.
Yeah, because
a blind person.
the blind person gonna be. He better be in the passenger side. I'm just saying. I ain't saying blind people can't get their money out, but you better be on the passenger side.
Right.
Why does a condom package have instructions? I mean, really, if you're too stupid to know how it works, should you really be?
Some of them might need it.
Yeah. How about this one, Rick? Is everybody in heaven naked, or do you keep on the outfit you was buried in?
I sure hope not, because I know a lot of folks they ain't gonna let in. A lot of them.
Can atheists get insurance for acts of God? If you wrote a book called How to Fail, and it doesn't sell, would that be considered a success?
Yeah, that's deep.
How about this one, Rock? If a dude have a heart attack getting strapped in the electric chair, do they revive him and then strap him up again?
Absolutely. They have to.
Do they bury people with braces on?
Do they what?
What?
Do they bury people with your braces on?
On your teeth?
Yeah. If you die, you got braces, do they bury them with them on? How about this, Rick? Think about this one. If a little kid refused to go to sleep at nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
Joke like that.
Stop resisting.
If somebody dies in the living room, do you have to change the name of it after that?
Yeah, you do. The what?
It's the dying room now. If you have a cold hot pocket, is it just a pocket?
Yeah.
Why are elderly people often called old people, but children are never called new people?
Right.
Is every restaurant in China called a Chinese restaurant? Can fat people go skinny dipping?
They can. They can.
If you are in... All right, hey, here's a religious question for you, Rick.
Yeah.
If you in hell and you get mad at somebody, where do you tell them to go?
To the bottom. Go to the bottom.
Already in hell.
Yeah, go down. To the bottom.
Go further.
Right.
All right, and last one. If you made it a bulldog and a shih tzu, would it be called a bull?
A bull zoo. I think a bull zoo. That's what I have on this paper. Bull zoo.
So it wouldn't be called a bullshit?
No. A bull. All right, coming up next, y'all give it up. I got to save the show. Y'all give it up a Special K.
Yeah. A nice round of applause. A hearty round of applause.
Gary got the tea and the clue today coming up in a few. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, 5 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. The numbers are in, honey. Miss Nicole Young, the beautiful wife of Dr. Dre, y'all, she's released her expense reports. And, you know, she's justifying the $2 million a month that she's asking for. And I think it's not too bad. I mean, y'all can listen to it and tell me what you think. Now, they're saying, according to reports, Nicole's monthly expense reports include all she's asking for, y'all, is $10,000 a month for laundry. She wants $135,000 a month, honey, for clothing. She needs $60,000 a month for education, $900,000 a month for entertainment, $125,000 a month in charitable contributions, $100,000 a month for mortgage, and $20,000 a month, y'all, for her telephone, cell bill, and her email.
And people in hell need ice water.
And she needs that. And that's not asking much, Brad. Come on, tell them now. This is what rich people need.
$100,000 a month for mortgage?
Yeah, she has a mansion, Eva. I mean,
That's
this is like
called bad credit.
Gary.
Who's spending that much money on mortgage?
She is. Y'all gotta understand, we don't have this kind of money, so we can't relate to this. Y'all, that's like what special
$900,000 for entertainment. How much?
she got to entertain her rich friends. Ain't no way in hell that woman gonna sit there and let her friends come there and sit in her house and looking at Netflix or something. She got to
What are you
entertain.
gonna do that's gonna cost $900,000?
Well, she gonna do it, honey. And you got Brad.
What?
Tell them what rich people do. I mean, this is how y'all live.
Don't put me in that pot. I have nothing to do with that. I
Brad, you ever
live by
spent
my means.
$60,000 for laundry?
I barely get by.
It was $10,000 a month.
He say what, Brad?
I barely get by.
Okay. You sure do, but honey, I think it's not asking for much. This man is a billionaire, so give Nicole her money and let her move on with her life, honey, and just go on. But what she needs to do, what's her name? Juanita Jordan, even y'all, she needs to write a book, honey. Juanita Jordan, Michael Jordan's ex-wife, needs to write a book, honey, because this girl, she only got $150 million when she divorced Michael Jordan, honey, because she knew which route he was gonna go after he left her, and he sure did, honey. He married Miss Preto. So, they need to go ahead and get their money and live on their life, because these women got to still live when they see the new wife, honey, driving Bentleys and Rolls Royces and things, and she's back, honey, to a regular car. So get your money.
So what if Dre gave her just a flat rate? Would that be cool? If he just gave her a flat amount of money, like $100 million?
Yeah, exactly. That would be good, because off of what she's asking for, it's not adding up to it. So just get about, $200 or $300 million. He's a billionaire, and let him move on, and let her move on with her life and stuff. So,
my goodness.
It's not much. So let's see how that turns out, though. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all. Remember we talked about y'all Claude started Miss Niecy Nash, and she married songwriter Miss Jessica Benson in a surprise wedding. Well, a lot of people saying, y'all, wait a minute, honey. They say, did Miss Nash Urban divorced her husband, honey, and Miss Beth was waiting in the wings. So they got all kind of stuff out on social media, honey, saying, honey.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, Miss Beth put, honey, you divorced? And she said, less. And then baby Niecy Nash went back and say, man, listen. And honey, people saying, wait a minute, honey, these two stunt queens need to go ahead on and sit down somewhere, honey.
Don't do that.
They say because they message tacky and fake. They say ain't nobody buying what these two women are selling, honey. And then people went on and on, but they look like
they trying to say she was having an affair while she was married.
They say, honey, she was waiting. She heard me got rid of her.
People don't got nothing else to do, nothing better to do than talk about other people and make up stuff like just under assumption and just like it's so stupid. It's like putting together the wrong pieces of the puzzle.
I don't know what it is, but honey, they puzzles got put together now because they married. So congratulations to Niecy and Jessica, honey. But this is what people are saying, honey. So we're gonna follow this story. I hope Niecy didn't leave her husband.
Somebody put your pieces together.
So, but we're gonna pray on it, y'all. But in my final story, y'all, let's continue to pray, y'all, for Naomi Campbell. I would have never thought, honey, this girl is being sued, honey. Eva. She being sued, honey, by her Russian billionaire boyfriend, Vladimir Vava. They say after 5 years together, honey, he said he gave Naomi all kind of money and things like that, honey. And he loaned it, he said to her. He said, now this girl not giving him back his money, all his personal belongings. But I think Naomi deserved that, honey. She was with him because he was cheating on his wife. He was married, and he was cheating with Naomi. So I think he should pay for her time.
Don't do that. Everybody has a different arrangement. For you, it might be cheating, but for them, it might have been an arrangement.
Well, they said, honey, he was cheating.
Who is they?
The people.
Who is they?
They
said
that he was cheating with Naomi, and Naomi got her money, and now he want his money back. But I would never thought a Caucasian man would sue an African American woman, especially with him being a billionaire, and asking for his.
How much?
He just want $3 million. He said she got $3 million worth of his stuff, and he wanted it back.
Wow.
So, but he's a billionaire hotel magnate, though.
He bitter because that money ain't gonna bother him. He can keep it moving and not miss out on that money. He bitter.
See, he probably it's just the principle of the matter.
Yeah.
Like Big Worm said, it's the principle.
Whatever.
Well, he also did start dating her, the girl that worked for her. She did this show like Top Model called Faces, and one of her contestants ended up dating her boyfriend. So, it's a real messy over there, Gary.
Well, we just got to pray for Miss Campbell. We don't want to be missing, baby, because you be missing with those boys. But nevertheless,
All right, go and give us a clue.
Clue of the day, y'all. One of my favorite clues. My clue of the day, y'all, is ash to ash. On the high end, you say ash to ash, and on the low end, you say beautiful gray. That's your clue for the day.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. Hey, coming up, I got your welcome calls. Get at me, 8669 Ricky, 8669 RICKEY. 11 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right.
I'd like to wish Risha Bell happy birthday. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hey, this is Kia calling from Ocala, calling to wake up my sister Kayla. Wake up, wake up.
This is Mark Maurice Goldsby from Cincinnati, Ohio. I want to wake up my sister from the whole Goldsby family, and also my husband, Brian Krim. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning, Sheriff Morag from Montreal, Canada. I want to wake up my cousin, Mamadou, and my mom and my sister. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm calling to wake up my beautiful fiance in Cincinnati, Ohio, Maria Wing. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, this is Chandler from Houston, and because we have one car, and my husband has to be at work so early, I get to work at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm telling my damn self, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Come on, Huntsville, wake up. Chattanooga, wake up. In Shreveport, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Jackson, wake up. Savannah, wake up. In Charleston, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I appreciate it, Brad.
You welcome, Ricky.
Wake up, time for church in 60 seconds with Pastor Fred.
Good morning, Brother Ricky, Mother Brad. Good morning. Believers, deceivers and stimulus check receivers. My brothers and sisters, you know, in this life, you are going to reap what you sow. I'm telling you all. I was talking with a young man the other day, and Brother Ricky, he told me, if I can recollect, I believe the young man's name was James. I think it was. He said, listen, I can do wheeling, and I can do dealing. But I don't do no dadgum squealing.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I can dig rapping, and I can dig scrapping, but I can't dig that backstabbing. He said, you took my money.
Yeah.
You got my honey. Get down with my woman. That ain't right.
Right.
You holler and cuss, and you want to fight. He said, look at here. Don't do me no darn favor. Right. I don't know karate, but I know karate. He said, hey, get ready. That's a fact. Get ready, young brother, for the big payback. Payback. Get ready for the big payback. If you sow it, you gonna get it back. Get ready. Get ready. For the big payback. Get ready. I'm on my way down to the big payback. Follow me at the real Pastor Fred.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Pastor Fred. There it is, man. John Lyon on the ones and twos. Savannah State University's own John Lyon sound. Appreciate you, little bro.
Yeah, my pleasure, Ricky.
You know what, John Lyon? You know what else I would appreciate?
Talk to me.
If Black Tony would show up for work.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
Black Tony.
Shot, I'm so squished out right now. You just don't even know, Shot. But you don't even know, Shot.
A whole drive to work mood, man.
Shot, ain't my fault. I tried to do something to surprise you, Shot. Now I'm squished out because I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this, Shot.
Are you coming to work today?
I can't come to work because you don't know where I'm at.
All right, where you at?
I tried to surprise you, Shawty, because I know you was at home for the weekend, for the Labor Day holiday weekend. I was gonna surprise you. I was gonna catch a flight over there. And man, this dumb ass girl my pancake sister, man, it's talking about she got to hook up on airplane flight. Shawty, talking about you can fly to Birmingham for the low. Man, Shawty, did you know it's a Birmingham in London in England?
Yeah.
It's a Birmingham in England.
Yeah, it's a Birmingham, England.
That's where I'm at right now, sir. I'm wondering why this damn flight takes so long, sir. We on the whole 16, 17 hours.
That's a 27-minute flight. Like, what happened?
I them all the way over here. Can't nobody even help me. They act like they don't know what I'm talking about when I'm trying to act over here. They act like they don't understand me, sir.
So you were coming, yeah, man, because if you would have came out and took you over to the Stardom to see Lavelle Crawford, man, the weather was, so you in Birmingham, England.
Yeah, I don't know what to do over here. All these white folks over here, everybody talk, man. They looking at me crazy.
You don't know what they're saying?
No, they all talk funny like the people on TV. So they were, I do it. I'm like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Come get me, cuz.
Hey, no, I can't come all the way over there and get you, man. We could probably send a plane ticket over there to get you back. Do they have any direct flights back into Atlanta or Houston?
Shout, you asking too many questions. I don't know, Shout. I ain't never been over here. They won't let me go through. They talking about I can't go through the customary because I ain't got no passport.
How you get over there without a passport?
I just walked through. I just walked through the little thing. Ain't nobody had me nothing. I just walked through the little thing. That thing, I know I'm on a damn plane for 17 hours. Y'all come get me, cuz.
Man, let me call the travel agent, man. We gotta get you back over. We can't have you over there. Yeah, did they test you?
Over here talking crazy. They looking at me like I'm crazy.
Did they test you for coronavirus?
No, they said I got gonorrhea.
What's up?
This church is boring. I ain't never gonna get saved up in here.
This Sunday, it's going down. This ain't your grandmama's church. The new Mount Moriah, Episcopal, Brighter Day United Methodist, Macedonia Church of God. And the Bishop Cleophas Snoop Watkins brings you Sold Out Sunday. Come worship in the hottest church in the city with valet parking, 50 flat screen TVs, a VIP shouting section, and the nation's only heated jacuzzi baptismal pool. Oh, and we ain't forgot about you, Sister Eugene. Every third Sunday is the $500 Sexiest Church Hat Contest. Special invited guests, Mary and Kurt Franklin.
Hey, man, what about the third?
And special guest, newly saved, Waka Flocka Flay.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Souls.
Hallelujah. 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 Sold Out Sundays with communion shots all service long, Jiffy Cornbread Body of Christ, and iced out Martin Luther King fans. The new Mount Moriah, Episcopal, Brighter Day United Methodist, Macedonia Church of God. Be there.
Ooh, I got to go there. Where is church at?
This is the Reverend Cleophas Snoop Watkins. Come worship with me and my celebrity saints. This and every Sunday at the old Circuit City building on West 93rd Street.
Oh, that's just black talk.
Hey, Eva, that Jiffy Cornbread Body of Christ, boy. The communion shots going the whole service, and that Jiffy Cornbread Body of Christ, we going Sunday. We going Sunday. Brad, you going?
You know I'm there.
So we got to get that church hat contest and that Jiffy Cornbread Body
in
of
the cup.
Reverend Cleophas Snoop Watkins.
VIP praise section.
What? In the veil praising Jesus. Get some bottles of that red wine.
Gary, what you got coming up?
Coming up next, y'all, Eliza, get some money, baby. I'm going to tell y'all who Eliza is next. Big Smiley Morning Show.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 8 minutes after the hour, y'all. Hey, this segment's being brought to you by My Computer Career. That's right. If you don't absolutely love what you do, make sure you go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today and become an information technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's mycomputercareer.edu. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Eliza Rain, y'all. Everybody's excited. Eliza Rain finally got her money. Or should I say, is going to be getting her money now. Eliza, you know, she's one of the baby mothers to unwrap her future. Where they're saying, y'all, it's being reported that Eliza Rain only requested $53,000 a month for child support from Future, and the judge went ahead and gave her $3,200 a month for her child. So she's going to be getting $3,200 a month instead of $53,000 a month for her baby, y'all. Now, she explained
That's more reasonable.
Huh?
That's reasonable.
But $3,200, well, they could have rounded off to $4,000, but they gave her $3,200. But she explained
round it off.
Huh? Yeah, give her
round it down.
Yeah, but she this is what she said. Now she explained y'all how she arrived at this number. She said, honey, when she got to this number, y'all, she said because she was using Forbes magazine as a guideline because Future refused y'all to submit his financial information, and that when he does that, she said the number all reflect that, honey, with what the site says he should pay. Then she said what they said when then Eliza says that she will continue, y'all, to fight for everything her daughter deserved and blasted, honey, another woman, Summer, honey, y'all, for not supporting women and turning a blind eye.
Yeah, but go, you know, man, if I was Future, man, like, go and drop her $25,000 to help her get started, where she can get her place, get on her feet, buy some furniture, do some things she needs to do, and then go and kick her down. Man, do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess $3,200. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, honey,
I mean, but it's hard to go from that, Ricky. When you if someone first asks you for $53,000 a month, it's hard to say, okay, let me.
Man, that's them lawyers, though.
That's crazy.
Those lawyers do that.
Exactly. Yeah, the lawyers be making it bad, honey. For the polar lies, honey. He probably
because they got to make sure they get enough to get theirs too.
Exactly. Right. Yep. So,
Tell them, Brad.
Yep. So there you have it. So we're gonna see, honey. But congratulations to Eliza with her $3,200, honey, and the baby, honey. She'll have a good check for the baby.
At least it's something.
Yes. All right. Moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all. I cannot wait, even though I've never watched the show before. I guess I don't know the time when it comes on, but I think it's 3:00. Tamron Hall, baby, Miss Tamron Hall did a big sit down, y'all, with Florida gubernatorial candidate, Mr. Andrew Gilliam, y'all. They said, honey, she sat down and talked with old Andrew, honey, who ruined, honey, his political career, y'all, till they found those naked pictures of him and 2 male escorts, honey. Now, they're saying, y'all,
yeah, I think he was set up, though, Gary.
Gilliam sit down, honey, and he talked with Tamara, honey, about, you know, his scandal and what have you. But this is the sad thing about y'all. He said he cried the whole time. He said he cried, honey, every day after he was exposed and what have you and stuff. And his wife was on there, too. But Tamara, honey, is going to ask all the questions and things about it and stuff.
When that come on, did we miss it already?
No, we ain't missed it yet. It ain't came on yet, honey. But a lot of people say if Tamara don't sit there and ask him all the hard questions, they will stop watching her show. They say do not treat him like some delicate flower, honey. Ask all the questions, honey.
Okay, well, why would you get on there? I mean, you ask questions, but, you know, don't get on there and demonize nobody like you ain't sin and got no skeletons in your closet. Everybody dealing with something. He going with something, and I think it's good that he going on there to disarm people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if it comes up again, hey, be quiet, man. We already discussed that and handled that. That's already done.
Well, you know, Ricky, I'm sure he knows what they're going to ask him, so he's probably prepared. Hopefully, he's well prepared.
Yeah, well, they're going to ask about
he was such a hopeful, Ricky. You know, like everyone was looking at him to help out, especially with this election time. So this
he would have been the VP candidate.
You already know.
You know he would have been the VP candidate.
But there's a little controversy behind that story, too. I don't think we got the whole picture just yet.
Yeah,
I think we want that picture.
Well, we know what they found, all those alleged saw sheets and things in the hotel room and everything with him and those European guys.
Gary.
So, but nevertheless,
playing real stuff on that man.
We're going to just see. All right, the clue of the day, honey, is one of my favorite clues. My clue of the day is ash to ash. On the high end, you say ash to ash, and on the low, just say beautiful gray. That's your clue for the day.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the team. All right, look at this, man. Now, studies show that the risks are higher when driving while black. Now, coming up next, man, in What's Trending, we're going to be talking to Detective Chris Anderson. He's going to join us, with some tips on how not to get killed when stopped by the police. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, y'all, we got the one and only Detective Chris Anderson on with us this morning. The same as being brought to you by...
Brought to you by Urban One. Help make a difference in one of the most important elections of our lifetime. Register to vote today at newsone.com/vote. Brought to you by Urban One and One Vote. Let's represent the vote. Let's go.
All right, y'all, top 5 things you need to know when driving while black. There is talk that black people have their kids as soon as they're old enough to drive, and it has to do with how not to get killed after getting stopped by the police. And it's a rite of passage for anybody who's driving while black. Now, with the growing number of black people becoming hashtags after an encounter with the police, we thought that it was a good time, for a reminder of what to do, how to survive when you encounter them. So join us right now, and y'all probably seen him on First 48 and the ID channel show called Unreasonable Doubt. You make sure you watch that on the ID channel. Y'all give it up for Detective Chris Anderson. Hey, Chris, good morning, man. Thank you for joining us this morning, man.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to be here, Ricky.
Man, because, we talk about this stuff all the time with everything, going on or whatever. Even as a police officer, does it scare you because you got a son?
Absolutely, it scares me, man. I talk to my son continuously about how not to be involved in any type of situation that may not bring him home with law enforcement. I constantly drill that in his head, and he's 24 now, and he kind of gets tired of me saying it, but I still make sure I drill it in his head.
Right. What else? Some of the things that you talk to your son about.
So one thing that I tell him is keep both your hands on the steering wheel at all times. Seeing hands allows an officer to recognize that you are less of a threat. Seeing the hands will put the officer at ease, and it'll put you at ease by keeping your hands on the steering wheel where he can see them. Number two thing that I always tell him is that if you need to grab your driver's license or your wallet or anything like that, announce to the officer that, officer, I'm going inside of my glove compartment or my console to get my driver's license. Everyone that I've come across in law enforcement that carries a weapon keeps those weapons in a spot like that. And unfortunately, so do criminals. So the third thing that I always tell them is that you can question why you are being stopped, but I would suggest waiting until after you've given him your credentials. Because during the traffic stop, people who seek to do harm to an officer, they don't want to be identified. And usually they do that by questioning the officer to buy time.
Wait a minute. Stop right there, Chris. Ooh. Stop right there. That is so freaking critical. I never heard that before. Run that by us one more time, Chris.
Yeah, so when you're being stopped, you can question an officer, but don't do it until after you've given him over your credentials. The criminals don't want to be identified, guys. They don't. So the one thing that they will do in order to get an officer off, to figure out a way that they can attack him, is to ask a lot of questions. If you start questioning an officer, the first thing that's going to click in his mind is danger. And you don't want to put an officer in a position where he thinks that you may be a dangerous person. So make sure that if you're going to ask him why you're being stopped, make sure you turned over your credentials to him.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got another one?
Yeah. I actually have two more.
Come on.
Don't argue with an officer on the streets. If you feel
Say it again, Chris. Say it again, Chris.
Do not argue with an officer on the streets. If you feel that your traffic stop is unjust or wrong, the streets is not the place to argue. The place to argue is in a court of law. Arguing only prolongs, and it will escalate an already tense situation. So don't argue on the streets.
Right.
And the last point, and this is probably the most important point, always record your traffic stop, and you are perfectly within your right to do so. I'm an advocate for citizens recording traffic stops. I'm a huge advocate for it. Citizens recording traffic stops helps you, and it helps the officer. For all of us Apple users, there is a way that you can set your phone to record when you're stopped by law enforcement. It's not an app. It's actually a shortcut through your phone that you can set up, and I will post all the how-to video on how to do it on my social media pages. The only thing you have to do is say, Siri, I'm being pulled over. Your phone will automatically dial a person that you set. It will record the video. It will send your location to a predetermined person. Wow. Everything that you need to have happen can happen. And it's not an app. I repeat that it is not an app. It is a shortcut that's already set in your phone. You just have to activate it. Wow. It's important.
I can't do that every day.
Hey, Chris, everybody needs to make sure you get one of those mounts. Now, the one that I would recommend, the one that they sell at Walgreens, the little bullet, It sits. You stick it up there, and it just click on. You don't have to use both of your hands. You just pop your phone up there, and it the magnet, the little thing, Brad, I gave all of y'all one. It's called Easy something. But they in the TV section. Things you see on TV section at Walgreens. And you put one part on the back of your phone and the other part on the dash, and you get pulled over. You just pop it up there and use that. What do you call it, Chris?
It's a shortcut in your Apple phone.
Wow.
I know. Right?
That's a lot of
those are the keys.
Why has
right
no
there.
one told us that before? That the world should know that, you know?
It's been out for years, Brad. It really has been out for a long time. We're just finding out about it, and we are some of the people that really need to have this information. But you have to activate it in your iPhone. All of us. Now, I've not found anything for Samsung for users, but iPhone does have it, and it works also. My son was stopped last week by law enforcement, and he did it, and it sent his location, it recorded the video, all seamlessly. All he said was, Siri, I'm being pulled over. And it did everything correctly. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Such good information.
Hey, Chris, we appreciate all of this, man. But before you go, I got to talk to my boy Rock T for a minute. Rock.
Yes, sir.
You already know what it is, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Chris, Chris, don't get mad at it. We're going to bring up our favorite episode of First 48. Our favorite episode of First 48. And it wasn't the one in medicine class when the dude killed somebody. And then Chris never, y'all got to see this episode of First 48. Chris got him in the room. The dude blamed his mama. Right? What happened, Chris? What happened, Chris? The dude?
Man. He sat it down and gave up all these excuses about why he didn't kill this guy. And then he figures out, he remembers that his mom told him something. Now, meanwhile, his mama is out there giving us the business because we done towed her car in. We done had to tear up her car, and then we found blood all inside of his car. But this dude comes out there and says, and he knocks on the door. He said, "Detective, come here, man, come here." So I go back in the room with him, and he's like, "Man, I just remember, man, my mama said she don't see that well, and she said that I hope I ain't dead, man." So, and I couldn't believe it.
Wait a minute, Chris. And what did Detective Anderson say when he told him that his mama couldn't see that good and he was trying to throw his mama under the bus?
Yo, mama? Yo, mama?
He said, man, I done seen a whole lot of things, man. He said, man, you gonna come in here and blame your mama?
Keep it real.
Man, I never experienced that ever in my life. Never.
Eva, they had to come get me. Eva, I was between the coffee table and the couch. Hey, he forgot that he was a detective. He turned into your uncle that be sitting on the porch. And he dropped his arm and dropped his head sideways. He said, "Yo, mama."
I can't even hear the word mama no more without saying, yo, mama.
I love it.
Chris, we talk about it every week on the radio. I know people tell you. They say, "Hey, Chris, they messing with you on the radio." That's one of our all-time favorite detectives. His show, Unreasonable Doubt, on the ID channel, and you can watch some of his episodes of First 48 on A&E. But how can they follow you on social media, Chris?
And how can we get this video on how to do the shortcut?
I'm going to post that on all of my social media, and you can follow me on social media at Detective Chris Anderson on all handles. I'm on Twitter, I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook. I'll post them all on those pages.
And all the people you done told about your, but did you tell your mama? I appreciate you, Chris.
Hey, man, Rickey, keep doing it, man. I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves. I appreciate it.
Hey, we love you too, man. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 16 before the top of the hour, y'all. It's about that time, man. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. What up, Jeff?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? How was your holiday, man?
Man, it was blessed and relaxing. How was yours, man?
Man, it was good. I took my son to school, so I'm praying that they stay there and that they're safe. And it was just great, man. It was a great time to spend with family in the midst of some of the work that we always have to do.
I enjoyed a big old slumber party. Everybody stayed in the basement the whole night. It was great. Both of my grands there. It was cool. Had a lot of fun.
Nah, man, that's what all of this is about, brother. So listen, y'all, I know that there is an election coming up, and some of us may have forgotten that that Kanye West is on the ballot in some states. And he was just removed from the ballot as a result of a judge in 2 states. But I think what's interesting, Rick, is that there are a whole lot of people having a conversation and starting to connect dots that there are certain people that are supporting his campaign and actually helping him get paperwork to get on the ballot that are hardcore GOP and Trump supporters, because they recognize that anybody that votes for him and is in some cases adding to the votes for Trump. And so, listen, I'm not saying at all that most of us, if any, a ton of us are thinking about voting for Kanye West. What I am saying is that it is a reality that in certain states, if he is on the ballot, that it potentially is a benefit to Donald Trump more than it is to anybody else. And so we just got to be real. Those of us that are committed to voting, those of us that are serious about voting, we got to recognize all the tools that are being used, whether it's voter suppression tools or whether it's just the ability to create confusion. Whether it's through mail-in ballots or absentee ballots or having somebody on the ballot who can't win, but simultaneously can ruin votes or support votes, frankly, for Donald Trump. I got to give it up to my man, Gary Chambers Jr., for putting me up on this story. You all, there is a sitting congressman in the state of Louisiana who actually posted this on his Instagram. Clay Higgins said, look, fair warning, if this, and he's talking about a picture of black militiamen. He says, if this shows up, we'll consider the armed presence a real threat. We, being we, the people of Louisiana. One-way ticket, fellas. Have your affairs in order. Me, I wouldn't even spill my beer. I'd drop any 10 of you where you stand. Because some of we, like me, we are SWAT. Nothing personal. We just eliminate the threat. We don't care what color you are. We don't care if you're left or right. If you show up like this, if we recognize threat, you won't walk away. And he goes on, Rick. He's like, this is not a challenge, fellas. It's a promise. We don't want to see your worthless ass, nor do we want to make your mothers cry. You're the ones threatening if you show yourselves aggressively natured and armed in my presence, in my neighborhood, where I work, anywhere close enough to put my family or my fellow citizens in danger. That's where your journey will end. Fast? How fast? 1,450 FPS fast.
This is Congressman Clay Higgins. Clay Higgins posted a Facebook post that has now been removed, but we've got the screenshot, and I'm going to read you what it says. He says, look, fair warning. If this shows up, we'll consider the armed presence a real threat. We being we the people of Louisiana. One-way ticket, fellas. Have your affairs in order. Me, I wouldn't even spill my beer. I'd drop any 10 of you where you stand because some of we, like me, we are SWAT. Nothing personal. We just eliminate the threat. We don't care what color you are. We don't care if you're left or right. If you show up like this, if we recognize threat, you won't walk away. That's not a challenge, fellas. It's a promise. We don't want to see your worthless ass, nor do we want to make your mothers cry. You're the ones threatening. If you show yourselves aggressively natured and armed in my presence, in my neighborhood where I work, anywhere close enough to put my family or my fellow citizens in danger, that is where your journey will end. Fast. How fast? 1,450 FPS fast. a United States congressman is threatening to lay down United States citizens in a state that is open carry. So to be clear, in the state of Louisiana, you have the right by state law to open carry a weapon. White men in Lafayette, Louisiana, showed up at a protest yesterday that was in support of the family of Trayford Pellerin, who was killed by Lafayette police. But Clay Higgins didn't post an image of white men with guns. He posted an image of black men with guns. And he said, we the people. Well, what people is Clay Higgins referring to? When he says his neighbors, I wonder, are his neighbors black or white? His family, I know they're white. The question is, how does a United States congressman get to threaten the lives of the citizens of his state and stay in office? How does a United States congressman even dare open his mouth to threaten to kill citizens if they show up in an open carry state with a firearm? The real deal is white men fear black men so much. They fear our skin, let alone if a black man shows up with a weapon when we have a right to bear arms. There's a hypocrisy that continues to go around. And the truth is, this whole law and order bull that the Republican Party is trying to spew, what it really means is white folks protecting themselves in their imagination against black people terrorizing them. But 80% of white people are killed by other white people. Look it up. Okay? It's not black folks out here terrorizing white folks. And when black people commit crimes against white people, we go to jail. The whole purpose of the protests that are taking off around the country is the fact that when white people kill us, they have no consequence. So maybe, Clay, if you did your damn job in Congress and made sure that equity presented itself across the board with the law, that law enforcement people like you don't get to kill people unjustly. The sad part is that you left from being a police officer to become a congressman to write law. And instead of focusing on that job, you're worried about if you can shoot your gun. We will not be terrorized by regular white men, nor elite white men in Congress who try to pretend that they're still just one of the regular guys. Clay Higgins is threatening to harm American citizens, and he's a sitting member of Congress. Keep that in mind when you think about law and order. Do good, seek justice, keep pushing.
This is from a sitting congressman.
Yeah.
No, but wait, y'all. It's a sitting congressman in a open carry state.
Right.
So you're talking about threatening people who legally carry firearms, who have no history of violence, with taking them out as a sitting congressman. Like, can you imagine what would happen if anybody black in Congress would make a threat to law-abiding, Second Amendment supporting white militiamen? They would be out of the Congress within 1450 FPS. That would be automatic. And so my hope is that many who are conscientious would call on Nancy Pelosi and others in the congressional leadership to address this accordingly, at the very least censoring him and ensuring that he makes a statement of apology to law-abiding gun owners for a threat on their lives that he's made. So
we don't need his apology. We just know we already know how he feels. His apology ain't
No. Rick, I don't give a damn what he says. What I'm saying is I want it on the record. Because if it's not on the record, then ultimately you are saying that it is justifiable for a sitting congressman to make threats against law-abiding gun owners. Period. That's all I'm saying. That's it. So, listen, y'all, before I get out of here, I want to say a huge congratulations to Tiana Taylor and Amon Shumpert for their second child born at the house. Many of you all know that they just had another baby named Junie, and baby came earlier than expected. They gave birth to the baby at 3:28 a.m. on September 6th at the house. This is the second time, and I bring this up not just as a celebration, Rick, but I think that there's so many of us that, especially in COVID, are recognizing birthing options that we may not have thought about before, and especially for expecting dads who in many cases their job they thought has been just to get the bag ready to go to the hospital, and in so many cases the hospital isn't where you want to be in a pandemic to deliver your child. And so this is really for the brothers out there. My last two, Rick, we had at the house. And so, I was the bootleg doula. I was in the water tub. I'm the first person that caught my babies. And it really was a changed experience, man. And so I'm hoping that, expecting dads out there in particular, that especially in the midst of this pandemic and the spike that may come soon, that you will be actively involved in working with your wife, with your partner, with the mother of your child, to think about birthing options that are the healthiest for mom as well as the healthiest for the child, and throw everything out that you thought was what black people did before, what the right thing to do is before, recognizing that black women have the highest levels of mortality in giving birth because so often hospitals don't listen to our women as it relates to their pain threshold or the things that they need. And so I'm talking to brothers. Let us get more actively involved in this process. Check out what birthing options are. Know what's going on. Talk to a midwife. Understand what being a doula is. Because listen, we as couples give birth. She delivers the child. So when she's delivering the child, we are giving birth, and there's a higher level of responsibility for us as men to be involved. So y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation. Any brothers that have questions, I want to be able to provide you with as much as possible on what that means. I'm super serious about this. But congratulations to them and all others. And tomorrow, Rick, is my 2-year-old. I got a 2-year-old man.
We're gonna get fired.
I like that song, Ricky. I sure like that song.
Yeah,
that's groovy right there.
Yeah, that's Miguel. Yeah.
Miguel.
Boom, boom, boom. Hey.
You hear that bass line? You hear the bass line?
I hear Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, say good morning to Say good morning to Eva. You got Eva, Brett, Rock Tea, Special K, Gary. Gary on here. Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Thomas?
Hey.
Good morning.
And how y'all doing?
Gary, tell Mr. Thomas, what was your favorite hymnal as a child in church? Because Gary, you grew up in the church.
Yes. Which one? Jesus, keep me near the cross.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
That's right. I sure like that one, dear. Jesus, keep me near the cross. There's a precious fountain.
Yes.
In my rapture, so she'll find.
Come on, Mr. Thomas.
Beyond
yes, sir.
the river, and then the whole church near
the cross, near the cross, be my glory, river.
This is my part right here. My rapture.
Shall find rest beyond the river.
Will there be one? The doors of the church are now open. The doors of the church are now open.
Hey, that what he said? That what about to say, Mr. Thomas? What did he say, Mr. Thomas?
Right now, if you're you're not under the umbrella of safety. If the doors of the church are now open, look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, I walk with you. I walk with you. I walk with you. Nobody's moving. I walk with you. If you're coming for a candidate of baptism, you're coming to rededicate your life, I walk with you. I walk with you.
They be walking, Mr. Thomas.
I walk with you. Right now, they're coming real fast. Right now, the Spirit is moving in this place. I walk with you.
Yes.
I will walk with you. I will walk with you.
Stop saying it.
Nobody should be moving. Only if you're coming up here to the altar, I walk with you.
Gary, stop it, Gary.
Keep going.
Lord have mercy. Why y'all laughing so?
They just feeling the spirit, Mr. Thomas. They
Man, I'm crying.
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas.
Special case.
Yes, sir.
I walk with you.
I appreciate it. I need you. Lord, nobody
Come on, take my hand. I walk with
Nobody
you.
needs you. I got it.
Brett,
I'm holding it right
I
now.
walk with you. Eva, I walk with you. Rocky, I walk.
Sir.
Eva, I heard that, Eva.
I'm sorry.
I heard you snort.
So funny.
I heard you snort.
I walk with you. Eva, especially because you were old beautiful, sexy sarsaparilla and a beautiful chickadee, I walk with you.
You know what?
He said chickadee.
Come on, chickadee.
Why are you in a good mood? Here go your song, Mr. Thomas. Why are you right now, Mr. Thomas?
My song.
There it is. You don't have to do drugs. Let's go, Mr. Thomas. Come on.
All right. You don't have to do drugs. Living. Oh no, you don't have to do drugs to get by. To make you. That's right. Before you know it, it'll kill you dead. Won't you see for yourself?
Here come your boy, Mr. Thomas. Here you go, Mr.
What you need to do. Come on to Jesus loves you. Put the drugs away. This is what you need to get off.
Come on.
You need to get up off of the cocaine.
Yeah.
And get up off of the crack.
Yeah.
Get yourself together.
Uh-huh.
And get your mind back, Lord. You'll feel what drugs are doing. Come on,
Hey,
y'all.
Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Shelby Russian called in. Shelby Russian just texted me and said that she needs prayer this morning and she needs you to keep her lifted up. Shelby and Big Lip, they
Shelby and Shelby Russian and Big Lip, give me y'all hand. I won't be you.
Rickey Smiley morning show.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get it.
Right there. That's the best part of that song.
Boy, that song gonna be in your head all day. And it goes a little something like this.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is Tuesday. Song that'll be in your head all day. Come on, y'all. Let's walk into the 90s. We're walking into the 90s. Let's go. Mary J. Blige, y'all. Happy. Oh, man. Don't play with me this morning, man. Happy Mary J. Blige, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 5 after the hour. Brad, what does that take you back to?
Man, listen, that thing remind me of just riding in the car in Chicago, just bumping it. I was at the Jack the Rapper. We went to Atlanta. That Mary J. Blige was the thing to play, baby.
Man, you ain't enjoying Mary J. Blige. You riding up and down Peachtree, getting off on 85, getting off on Midtown. You don't know whether to get to Midtown. You don't know whether to go left or right, up or down Peachtree. Go up, down where Benny Hunter's at, or go down. Man, you don't know where to go. Right? Come on.
Man. I'll tell you.
Back when Atlanta was Atlanta, boy. Before
That was one of those records, those albums where you were waiting to get so you can open up the flip fold and see all the pictures. Because Mary was the one. You needed to figure out what the outfit, what the drip was going to look like. She set the trend. Like, I literally
all the way
kept her.
through. All the way
Man, do you remember that one, Brad? When you flipped it open?
Yeah, even and you listen to the whole album. That's one of those, you play every song. Like, I'm for real.
Yep.
Like, telling you,
He
man.
said, I'm not even going to buy the cassette tape. I'm getting a
Man.
CD on this.
Sitting in the parking lot of IHOP at 3 o'clock in the morning, just chilling.
Right. You done already ate or the Waffle House. You done left Uptown Comedy Club.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You done did your thing. The comedians hanging out. You out there, you got that playing in the car. You out there in the parking lot getting numbers. Got a pen and some paper writing the numbers down. And hit me up on my Sky page. What?
Yes, sir.
Go to the paper on the caller back and get shot at. What? Come on now. Y'all generation, y'all got cell phones, boy. We had to stop at the payphone. And boy, if you find a payphone with a long cord, you can roll your window down and talk in the car on the payphone. What? You don't need no Clorox wipes, man. We already had coronavirus. In them nasty payphones.
Oh, for real.
Somebody thought about wiping down them damn payphones. You had your chin on there laying all, let the seat back, laying up on the payphone like you was at home. Man, you know, all them different miles and sweat and breath on them cell phones. See, we did not already had coronavirus.
But you never got sick.
Antibodies. We been had antibodies. More Rickey Smiley boy. We got Mr. Thomas coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Whole world. I never thought I'd see the day that you my old girl. Now I'm stuck.
News headlines.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 26 minutes after the hour, y'all. The front page news to be brought to you by America's Best. That's right. Your health is our priority, and America's Best contacts and eyeglasses stores are now open to safely serve your vision needs. It's not just a better deal. It's America's Best. And make sure you check out the Rickey Smiley frames. I have them in men and ladies inside America's Best. Make sure you check it out. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Eva, what up?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I'm Eva Marcel with a quick look at your front page news. So Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris both visited Wisconsin on Labor Day. Harris met privately with the family of Jacob Blake, the black man whose shooting by a police officer in Kenosha set off the protest. Pence visited a city called La Crosse, I believe, where he talked about the protest, not at all about the shooting. Now, in related news, a new poll shows that the number of Americans who say that they do support labor unions have gone up by 65%. Joe Biden and running mate Kamala Harris were sure to speak on labor unions in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin yesterday. And Biden said if elected, he may make labor policy a higher priority than even Barack Obama or Bill Clinton did. Also, new wildfires are spreading across California, forcing more evacuations. A 7,000-acre fire started in San Bernardino County. Listen to this, Ricky. After a family lit one of those blue/pink smoke-generating devices during a gender reveal party. In all, more than 2 million acres have burned in California this year alone, breaking the state's record. So
Y'all
sad.
can't just pass out balloons in a card.
Nope, no more of that. We got to burn up stuff. Now, in coronavirus news, the U.S. still has the highest number of coronavirus cases on Earth. And India just passed Brazil for the second highest numbers of cases, right behind the U.S. And last, Congress is back in session today. But while we're waiting on that second stimulus check, Facebook is giving users a chance to make some extra cash. So as a part of a study on social media and voting, Facebook will pay 200,000 people to deactivate their Instagram and Facebook accounts for up to 6 weeks leading up to the November election. Pay will be $10, $15, and $20 per week. Question, can you do it? What do you think, Ricky? Could you do that?
Run everybody get to do what with Facebook?
Could you deactivate your Facebook and your Instagram to help with this whole social media study that Facebook is trying to do? And they're paying people to deactivate their accounts for up to 6 weeks. And I think this is to help to push voting not in a negative way and not to put things out there that don't need to be out there. So could you do that? Could you deactivate your account?
Nobody doing that for $10.
$10 a
Who
week.
doing that?
$10, $15, or $20 a week. It can help.
Who gonna do that?
Child, ain't that much money.
And they trying to get rid of the lies and stuff.
Exactly.
It's
a study.
Yeah, you got to know what's true and what's not true, because I saw on Facebook last night that they said Suge Avery was the first black woman to survive coronavirus. Then they showed a picture of her in the tub when she was ailing, and then showed her singing Sister in the juke joint. Go ahead,
Talking to Rock Team, what's popping sports?
NBA playoffs, man. Boston knocked off Toronto again. They take a 3-2 lead. The Clippers beat Denver. They lead that series 2-1. Big ups to the Miami Heat. They looking to close out the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Plus, we got Game 3 of Lakers versus Rockets going down tonight as well. Big up to Serena Williams. She advanced to the quarterfinals at the U.S. Open. College football kicked off this past weekend. If anybody's interested, if anybody didn't know, no big games, but the season is off to a running start, and we're going to see how long it lasts during this pandemic.
Navy need to fire their offensive coordinator.
Why
they ran it in the 1978 wishbone offense. You got the quarterback back there looking bad. Like, what? Open up the offense. No slant passes. You ran up the middle of the first play, ran up the middle of the second play. You got to throw on third down, because now it's 3rd and 11. Like, bro, what? Who is the offensive coordinator?
And even when they throw, they don't even line up in wide receivers, big packages. They still put one receiver out there.
They playing flag football.
Yeah, we just want to let everybody know that Navy has a slot open for an offensive coordinator. Let me get my nephew T. West up there, man. That offense suck.
Come on, man. I don't understand.
I mean, was it just me? Was it Super Dave? Did you see the first 2 series of that game and watch Navy's offense?
Yes, I did. Then
was it not terrible?
It was horrible. This is not college
football.
It's
the same offense they've been running for.
They've been doing it forever.
Rick.
Yes.
Who still runs they out here doing Oklahoma drills, bruh?
They got the playbook from the Bears in the 50s.
I'm like,
but
what?
They had no face mask.
Man, that offense was horrible. I felt so bad. And the black quarterback from Huntsville, Alabama, I was so proud. They put that man in that situation. All right, let's talk, because I got mad. I ought to drill some nice plays. Hey, Rock.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Hey, Rock, real talk, Rock. I got a whole playbook, man. I got at least 19 plays that would have put at least 20 points on the board for Navy. I was so mad at that offensive coordinator, man. I set up that, man, against that defense. They could have did a lot of stuff. That Britain Young defense is they good, but man, come on, bro. All right, this time to be about church. I got real mad, man. I get mad about stuff like that. Get Church's new to-go box today, man. Your choice of chicken, your choice of sides and biscuits to feed 6 or more. So get it today and feed the whole crew, starting at $20. That's right, $20. Sonya, did you hear that? $20. Church is bringing that down-home flavor. My friend Sonya go to churches every Friday. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing, y'all. After months of delays, Tenet starring John David Washington, the son of Denzel, finally landed in U.S. over the weekend, and it cashed in more than $20 million in ticket sales, and it inched closer to $150 million globally. It was the biggest opening since the pandemic. I think he's a great actor. All right, last but not least, right quick, y'all. Sources connected to Disney have revealed that the plans for Chadwick Boseman's character, King T'Challa in Black Panther, will not be recast, and that is amazing. The source says there's no question that no one else can play that role. King T'Challa will always be Chadwick's role. The idea of looking for another actor to wear that crown will not be happening. It would just be disrespect.
The poor ass standing up there in that suit, him and Andy Dufresne. I was like, you don't get your ass.
Restroom break, boss.
I'm tired of Morgan Freeman. Got Morgan Freeman.
Jackson.
Morgan Freeman gonna play Donald Trump. Gonna be played by Morgan Freeman. Gonna play Donald Trump.
Yo, we gonna wrap up the hot spot right there, y'all. Ricky, you stupid, not Morgan Freeman. Coming up next, we got United Springs.
By Jermaine Dupri and Morgan Freeman gonna come out as the Brat.
You stupid.
Brat. Morgan Morgan Freeman, you can't play everything.
Everybody. Yo, we gonna talk it out Tuesday, y'all. With United Springs, and we got the praise.
It's gonna be Morgan Freeman. He gonna do talk it out Tuesday.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Unetta Spring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, man. Hey, listen, we always try to promote therapy on this show, man, and it is much needed, and try to break the stigma of folks not going to get the help that they need. It's Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Unetta Spring. Good morning, Unetta.
Good morning. Good morning, Ricky. How y'all doing?
Man, we blessed this morning. Talk It Out Tuesday. We're so excited to have you. Listen, so if you're a parent, and we know that the pressures are of juggling work, chores, and your kids' school schedules during the pandemic can be overwhelming now. Have you stopped to think about the stress your kids are going through with all of the change? You know, have you made time to check in on how your kids are doing? And Unetta, what do you say to that, especially to the strong kids?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we're dealing with a lot as parents, you know, with everything that's been going on with in the world right now with COVID and everything. So I would just felt like it was really important for us to check in with our children to see how they're doing, because they're experiencing a considerable amount of stress as well, right? This week is National Suicide Prevention Week, and I saw this quote, and it said that suicide prevention is not just about checking in, but it's also about creating a world that people actually want to live in, you know? Right. And I felt like that was really powerful. And so I'm going to share with you guys like 3 ways that you can check in with your kids right now, okay? So the first one is to make spending quality time with them a priority, you know, not something that I do if I have enough time. Like I build that into my schedule. I build that into my kids' schedule to spend quality time with them. And I want to stress the importance of quality over quantity, because it doesn't have to be a long period of time. You know, a few minutes of present is more valuable than an hour where you're distracted or you're not really paying your kids any attention. So when you're spending time with them, making sure that you're focused on them, that you're engaged with them. If you need to leave the electronics, leave them. If you have electronics, making sure that you guys aren't just in your own electronics, that you're actually doing something that's meaningful, that's funny, or whatever the case may be. Okay. The second one is being able to listen, to understand, and not to respond. So as parents, I think we're natural fixers. So if we see our kids have a problem, we want to jump in and just tell them how to fix it. But we can really be interrupting our children's process to problem solve on their own. And we want them to be able to do that themselves. So not being so quick to respond, but just listening to see like what they're dealing with, how they're struggling, and, you know, not necessarily how we can fix it, but just kind of holding space for them there. One of the quickest ways to shut your kids down is to ask them how they feel and then to tell them why they shouldn't feel that way. Okay. So being careful not to do the comparison thing of, well, my life was like this, or I dealt with this, so you have it easy. Really being careful not to do that with our kids, because that can shut them down. And then the third one is just making time every day to tell them that why you're proud of them, you know, what you hope for them. One thing about like depression or stress is sometimes they can't see themselves beyond the situation that they're in. So talking about like what they want for their future, you know, telling them that you believe in them, understanding that, you know, we kind of create our child's inner voice. So how we talk to them when they're struggling is how they're going to talk to themselves as they get older, right? So we don't want to stress like you made a mistake and how did you do that and why aren't you, you know, we want to be able to pour positivity and speak life into them, because that is kind of creating how they'll start, you know, how they'll speak about themselves as they get older. So I just wanted to share. And then one of the last things is being able to ask them, what can I do to make things better for you right now? Right. I think as parents, sometimes we feel like we know the answers, we have the solutions, but we don't stop to sit with our kids and say, what can I do? You know, and really being open to explore that. So I just wanted to share that, because I think our babies are experiencing a lot of stress right now, and I think we need to check in with them, even the ones that seem like they're okay, you know, checking in with them too. I think it's important.
It's really powerful, world, because our kids are so young and because they don't have the life stresses that we have, we don't even consider what stresses they actually do have. And adjusting to this pandemic has to be crazy for them. So that's really good.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes, it's important. Stress is stress, no matter how it shows up.
That's right.
You know, so their stresses may look different than ours, but that doesn't mean they're not dealing with stuff too.
All right, so for more information, y'all make sure y'all visit Yanetta's website, springforthcounseling.org, or find her on Instagram and Facebook at Springforth Counseling. Yanetta, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Talk It Out Tuesday.
Yes, thank you. Y'all be blessed. Bye-bye.